Welcome to Vice President Public Relations Officer Training, presented by Teresa Smith. I'm your moderator, Jeff Hebert, the District 45 Program Quality Director for 2017 to 2018. This webinar is provided to our members in order to help you serve your club as a Vice President Public Relations. This webinar covers basic skills and responsibilities that you will use in your role. In the next few months, our district will also have Toastmasters Leadership Institute, where you will learn how to apply these skills. Today, we will have approximately 20-minute review of your role and then have a Q&A session. Now, each club is unique, so some of the VPPR responsibilities may actually be performed by different members in your club. But as Vice President Public Relations, you are responsible for making sure that the work is completed. Our trainer today is Teresa Smith, Advanced Communicator Bronze, Competent Leader. Teresa is the Area 24 Director in Division B, and her home club is TD Legendary Leaders Toastmasters. Teresa, please tell us all about the Club Vice President Public Relations role.
I would be happy to. Thank you so much, Jeff. Congratulations, you are the Vice President of Public Relations for your club. How exciting is that? You get to promote your club as well as Toastmasters International all over the place. The purpose of this session is to help the Vice Presidents of Public Relations understand their role in the Toastmasters Club. The agenda for today is the Vice President Public Relations role, the Vice President Public Relations responsibilities, and the Vice President Public Relations resources. We'll dig into these a little bit more. The session objectives. After completing this session, the Vice President's Public Relations will be able to identify their role within the club, fulfill their responsibilities within the club and club executive committee, also known as the club officers. We call it the club officers meeting at our club. And find resources to help you fulfill your responsibilities. We'll do that at the end of the session. All right. The Vice President of Public Relations role. I ask you, what is the essence of the the Vice President Public Relations role? If you would please use the chat box to give me some ideas of your idea of the responsibilities or the essence of the role. Yes. Marketing, yes. I think I missed one. So we had spreading the word, tell people about our club, absolutely. Advertise the best kept secret. I love it, Linda, that's so true. Marketing our club, to ensure public awareness and brand integrity, absolutely. Helping our club members to spread the word, that's right. That is all good suggestions there, that you're right on track with that. It's to promote the club to the local community and to notify the media when your club does something newsworthy. As the VP of PR, you publicize the club, keep the club website current. And when I say club website, that would include your ToastHost site if you're using that for your internal club, members being able to log in and maybe sign up for a role or what have you. That's the ToastHost. Maybe you have a Facebook page. And those are the, or maybe you have an internal, some sort of communication system that you are able to post at on your company internal site to share the word about Toastmasters in the club that you are the VP of PR. at TD Bank, where I work, we have connections. So we have the capability of posting on connections to spread the word about Toastmasters. And your responsibility is to safeguard the Toastmasters brand. Everything you do as VP of PR supports the club mission. What is the club mission, you may ask? Let me remind you. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You can find information about your role in the Club Leadership Handbook, which is item 1310, and you should have received this when you became the VP of PR. But again, you can get it online on the Toastmasters International website. It's one of the items that I will look up at the end of this session so I can show you where to go and how to do that. Let's take a closer look at your responsibilities and the tools you can use to fulfill your role. Your VP of PR responsibilities are in 3 categories: the club meeting, outside the club meeting, and the executive committee. Again, I call it the club officers meeting. And we'll start by exploring your club meeting responsibilities. I actually consider this the same thing. Oh, sorry. Nope. I was jumping ahead in my notes. Your club meeting responsibilities are split into 3 categories: before the club meeting, upon arrival at the club meeting, and during the club meeting. I actually consider sort of upon arrival at the club meeting and during club meetings one and the same, and so we'll talk about those. All right. Before the club meetings, you need to verify that the club's themes, I have seen some interesting themes recently. A Toastmaster role that was filled at a club. The gentleman chose the theme to be your first times. Think about your firsts. And talked about, you know, your first time going on an airplane, your first time when you turned 21 and had a drink, or maybe first time you had a drink, but it wasn't when you turned 21, whatever. You were thinking about your first, which I thought was really fun. And I've visited another club that was doing sort of a backwards meeting where it started off with saying, meeting closed, thanks for coming, have a good day. And then moving backwards that way on, you know, doing speech evaluations. Table topics was fun in the sense that it was, Teresa Smith, I love how you were talking about how you started at Toastmasters, and that was really informational. And then I would stand up and give the speech, the impromptu speech about that topic, which it was fun. The TD Legendary Leaders Club currently does not do themes, but it's something that is important for the club members to know. If your club does do a theme, to make sure those club members know what that theme is so that they are able to participate in an orderly manner. Make sure that the meeting times and locations are current for the following week. I know that at TD, we actually had some issues where we got bumped out of our conference room. We had to rearrange, and we had to make sure that we were notifying our members, we're in this room this time, we're going to be in this room next meeting. So it's important that you make sure your members know where you're going to be meeting. And it's also your responsibility to order promotional materials for distribution by members. And you can get those materials on the Toastmasters International website, and there's the ability to order some free promotional flyers that you can get included in your order. So show you that as well in a little bit. During the club meetings, during the club meetings, you distribute the promotional materials to members for distribution at their workplace, school, maybe their dentist's or doctor's office, maybe at the grocery store. Wherever they're going, suggest that they leave a flyer of Toastmasters and your club. That way you can encourage the public to come visit your club if you're an open club. TD Legendary Leaders is a closed club. We don't do that. We only really advertise internally at TD Bank. But if you're a public club, think of all of the places that you could leave flyers to encourage the public to come visit a club meeting, get to know you, understand what Toastmasters is all about by watching the whole meeting, and maybe even participating in a table topics. How fun is that? And so you're going to encourage your members to spread those flyers out anywhere that they are. Leave a flyer somewhere. What's going to happen? Are they going to get yelled at? Well, they can just, the person, wherever you're leaving it, they can just throw it out if they don't want it there. You are also responsible for reporting the results of public relations efforts. If you have just completed an event, or if you are planning an event, you want to make sure that your club is aware. All of your members should be aware of the efforts that you are involved in. You should bring newspaper clippings and printouts on anything where you have shared club information. So if you are notifying a newspaper of whatever's happening with your club, whether it be an event such as an open house, if you are announcing winners of a club or area or division contest, what have you, you want to make sure you are printing out those newspaper articles and bringing them into your meeting, sharing it with the members so that they can see that the efforts that you are putting in to ensure that the public is aware of Toastmasters and what's going on in your club. And then it's also important to solicit volunteers who may receive credit towards their Competent Leader Award for lending a hand with some sort of public relations campaign. And I'll give you an example. At TD Legendary Leaders, we hosted an informational booth, if you will. It was a table that was set up with just 2 chairs for when we got tired of standing, we could sit down. But we had all kinds of flyers and tchotchke type things. So Toastmasters bookmarks and Toastmasters pencils and pens and magnets. And we had them spread out on the table, and there were approximately 5 Toastmasters members who stood around the table, and it was in a hallway near the cafeteria. So we set up between 11 and 1, 11 a.m., 1 p.m., where there's the most traffic going to the lunchroom. We thought, aha, we'll get a bunch of people. And we did have a good, I want to say 12 to 15 employees that stopped by and asked for additional information on Toastmasters. And so we were able to share, what is Toastmasters? What's it all about? What could an individual expect if they were to go to a meeting, if they were to sign up? What type of benefits they could get out of being a member? And I know for a fact that we actually got 2 individuals to sign up. So we got 2 new members out of that event. Well, with something like that, you want to make sure that you are asking your members to help you, because they can get credit in their Competent Leadership book for helping you with that sort of campaign. Want to make sure everybody's getting through their Competent Leadership manuals and getting credit, which also helps the club under the Distinguished Club Program. outside the club meeting. You're responsible to publicize the Toastmasters brand, produce and distribute a club newsletter, preferably via email, promote the club to local media, maintain a club website, and join a Toastmasters moderated social networking website. I don't know if you're aware, it wasn't until earlier this year that I became aware that there is a Facebook page. It's Toastmasters District 45 Division B. Anyone can join this Facebook page. I encourage you to do that. There's a lot of information that is publicized pertaining to District 45 on that Facebook page. And it was actually that being on that Facebook page that I became aware of the agenda for the fall conference that took place in Fairleigh, Vermont.
Hey, Teresa, you should let everyone know that our district has a Facebook page. So when you, in fact, it's probably a good idea for us to put together a single sheet. I'll have Jonathan send that out to all of our members. But our district has a Facebook page, and I believe at this point we're working towards every division having its own Facebook page. So those who don't know, a division is roughly the size of a U.S. state or Canadian province. So we've got 7 divisions, and they pretty much cover, well, they do cover all of our district, but they each roughly cover a state or province. So, spend time on Facebook.
It's a Facebook page that is specific to include all of the divisions within District 45?
There is a Facebook page just for District 45. In fact, I will send that out unless Linda beats me to it. I'll send it in the chat box.
Wow, that's great. Thank you for sharing. I did not know that. And so, again, it's your responsibility to promote the brand and the club. And the way you do that is, you know, maybe when you're having a conversation with individuals, you're networking with people, whether you're out at the bar or you're attending a party of friends and family or what have you, bring up Toastmasters, bring out how awesome it is and how much you've learned and how much confidence you've gained, how you've become a better speaker. You're able to have a conversation with 100 people in the room versus, you know, getting nervous with just a one-on-one. And so it's important that we share that information with people who maybe don't know about Toastmasters. And they too can join and gain all those benefits. Additionally, outside the club meeting, you're responsible to produce and distribute a club newsletter, preferably via email. I don't know why these are duplicate. Promote membership programs, which is interesting now that we're working towards having the rollout of Pathways. I have recently been really trying to promote the getting to distinguished Toastmaster level under the current education program with Toastmasters, since we will only have 2 years following the rollout of Pathways. So I encourage people to try to move forward and get their DTM prior to that 2-year ending. And attend club executive committee meetings. You should be having within your club, at the very least, 1 monthly executive committee meeting or club officer meeting. We at TD Legendary Leaders are meeting twice a month. We're meeting before each of our 2 monthly meetings and just keeping each other up to date on what they've been hearing. So if a member has reached out to an officer, we're able to communicate with each other of what might be going on. Or if a TD Bank employee has reached out because they're interested in more information, we're able to share the potential of having a new member, as well as any any new items that you're doing for public relation events. So like I said, with the information booth that we recently did, we had that conversation as our executive committee meeting to make sure that everybody was on board with that they didn't have any concerns with what we were doing, that it seemed like it was a good day and time, location, all that good stuff. We got some feedback from each other. And it's important to attend other Toastmasters events. Recently, I have been going to club meetings that are outside of the clubs with which I am a member, partly because I'm an area director and those clubs are in my area, but also because I am trying to support other clubs within the local region to help encourage those clubs with their attendance and make sure that their meeting goes smoothly and to just have a good time. Like, that's what you're doing, right? You want to have fun. It's not worth going if you're not going to have fun. And if you are unable to attend a meeting, a scheduled meeting, arrange for a replacement. That way, if there are items that you're putting out, those flyers that you're handing out to members, you want to make sure that somebody else will be able to take your place and hand out those flyers to the members and give them the advice of leave them at your doctor's office, leave it at the supermarket or what have you. And it's also important that you prepare for your successor of your office. And it's important to probably start sooner rather than later. You really should have your successor committed by May of 2018 so that we can ensure that they get trained in the Toastmasters, Toastmasters Leadership Institute training session that'll occur probably in June of 2018. Of course, any member can go to those training sessions, but we definitely want to make sure that the successor officers are attending those so that they know what they will be doing and responsible for. The executive committee. Now that we've looked at your club responsibilities, we look at your executive committee responsibilities. Provide a report on your public relations efforts since the last executive committee meeting, and propose new ideas to promote the club. And when you're promoting new ideas, it's probably a really good idea that you have a conversation with the VP of Education to learn maybe that member who has not completed either Project 6, where it's the individual would be helping with some sort of campaign, or Project 8, where they would be the chair of that campaign. So make sure that you're sort of aware of where those members stand, and that way you can pinpoint those individuals. You don't want to harass them, but you want to be able to reach out and say, hey, I understand you haven't done this project yet. It would give you credit and help you move forward with the Competent Leadership Manual, and I would love to have you join me in this event. Gives you that opportunity to promote that. I ask you, what action, now that we've looked at your responsibilities in and out of the club, as well as your executive committee responsibilities, we can explore the specifics. What are the most important responsibilities of the VP of PR? And I ask that you use the chat box versus coming off mute. Keep on mute, just use your chat box. What are the most important responsibilities of the VP of PR? And that includes the how, the when, the who, and the what. Tell secrets? What? Spread the word, absolutely. Tell secrets to strangers. Okay. Thanks for clarifying, Jeff. Social media and maintain the website. Great. Tell secrets to strangers every chance you get. Absolutely, Jeff. Celebrate the achievements of your members outside the club. I love that. That is very important. You want to make sure that your members are getting the credit that is due and that you are celebrating those achievements. I agree. All right. What action plan would you put in place for each of these responsibilities? And referring back to the prior slide of how, when, who, and what. So if you would use the chat box to share what your action plan would be. Weekly post on Facebook. I like it. Post on Facebook. You have a spreadsheet of activities that you do before, after, and during the meeting. Oh, that's great. So you're keeping yourself organized with the tasks that you're doing before, after, and during the meeting. That's fantastic. With a picture, because you're a visual learner. I like that. Before the meeting, you post on Facebook that the meeting is happening. Oh, does that? Oh, I'm hoping that encourages the public to join you. Have you seen people joining your meetings because you're posting on Facebook? Date. Main page with meeting announcements. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a great one. Updating the meeting announcements and special events. That is important. And during the meeting, you're taking pictures to be posted on social media and part of the newsletter. I love it. Starting up a club newsletter to drive member engagement within the club, helping to promote outside the club. Absolutely. And after the meeting, updating the website, social media, and begin creating the newsletter. Oh, good. I'm glad the Facebook posts are helping you get visitors. You had a visitor from Paris, France because of it. Stop it. That is fantastic. And a member from Hong Kong as well. Wow. Look at you getting international people to join your club as guests. That's fantastic. Great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's see. All of your responsibilities related to the club meeting and club executive committee. All of your responsibilities help to achieve club goals. And next, we'll look at some resources to help you fulfill your role. The checklist. There are several resources available to you in your role as VP of PR. First, there's a checklist to get started. This is the Getting Started checklist. Attend the district-sponsored club officer training program. That's what I was talking about before, about the TLI sessions. Read the club leadership handbook, item 1310, and the distinguished club program and club success plan, which is item 1111. Meet with the outgoing executive committee to transfer any necessary information. I want to make sure that information is definitely being passed from those officers that are leaving their officer role to those successors who are going into the role. It's really important that the successors are not coming in blind. That's not very fun, as I'm sure you are all aware, to sort of trial by fire in your role. And then meet with the outgoing VP of PR to transfer any necessary files or information. Meet with the current executive committee, so those that are the successors. Develop the club success plan and a budget. Invite 1 to 3 members to serve on a public relations committee. We actually don't have a public relations committee at the TD Legendary Leaders Toastmasters Club. And so one of the things that we're not doing, we just sort of, we talk about during our club officers meeting events that we want to do, and then we engage the members that we think would be most interested and have not yet completed those competent leadership projects. You review and order public relations materials from the Toastmasters online store, which would include those free flyers I'll show you. You can also order the Toastmasters bookmarks, the pencils, the magnets, the pens. There are pins that you can wear. You can order those. There's all kinds of stuff. There's t-shirts. And you would also solicit articles for the club website and develop a media list. So all of the media that you want to reach out to share the word, whether it be, I don't know, the Century in South Portland, Maine. Maybe you can reach out to them and provide an article. Or if you're going to Portland Press Herald and sharing an article with them, you want to make sure you create that list of who you're going to reach out to and make sure that you're sharing the word with them of Toastmasters and what's going on in your club. All right. On this slide, these are the additional resources that are available to you to help you in your role as Vice President of Public Relations. A couple of the items that I want to show you are the handbook for Club Leadership Handbook and the Distinguished Club Program and the Club Success Plan. Let me show you those. 31011. Okay. We got to go to the website. We're going to go masters.org. That's the one. I want to go there. Give me a minute, I'll just log in here. All right. I am going to go to the Resources tab, to the Resource Library. And I am going to try using the keyword with just the item number. 310. Let's see if this works. Hopefully I'm going slow enough so that you can see what I'm doing. Aha! See that? The Club Leadership Handbook just popped up. And how do I want to be able to scroll, but this thing isn't, oh, I got it, okay. View the handbook. I'm pretty sure this is available as a PDF document that you're able to download or print. It's taking a while to think about it. So Linda, you shared that you have a handover meeting where both execs meet together. So the current executive committee members and the successors, that's a really good idea so that you can share that information. And you have online membership. Wow. We don't do that. I don't know how to do that. That's pretty cool though. All right, here's the document. And like I said, you can save this off or you can print it. It's something that you don't have to pay for, and it's really handy. It's important that all of your club officers are referencing this club leadership handbook. It gives you all sorts of information about, let's see, the roles. You can see off to the left-hand side, you've got the president, vice president of education, vice president of membership, etc. And it also gives you some information about the contests, as I recall, and the responsibilities of what you would do within those events that you're having.
Hey, Teresa, how is this manual?
Yes.
How does this manual help Vice President Public Relations? That's what we're really here to focus.
How does it help them?
Yeah,
it gives the specifics on what is expected. So if you click on the Vice President of Public Relations, it'll take you to what is expected of you to promote the club to the local community. And so it's a reminder of what is your responsibility. You know, publicize the club, get out there and talk about it, engage your members to ensure that you're doing the socializing of Toastmasters International and your club. If I can scroll down.
I'm wondering if there are other materials, because they should all have a printed copy of this, but are there other things on the website that would be of interest to the VPPR?
Let me see, you mean like under the resource library?
Yes, ma'am. That's a great place. Actually, why don't you just go ahead and browse? Show them some of the categories that are related to public relations.
Okay. There are all sorts of categories under the resource library, and let me see what we have for public relations right here. And let me get rid of that. And we'll just go ahead and do a search for public relations. Right. So you have all kinds of documents. An anniversary news release template. That's awesome. You have club open house news release template, communication advance award news release template. Look at all of these templates that you have. Photo release form, which is important to have folks sign off on if you're using their photos or video recordings of people, if you're distributing that or sharing it online. It's important that you get those sign-offs. Let me see if I move over to the next page. We have photo submission guidelines, presenting the Communication Achievement Award. Oh, I like that. The public relations manager training webinar. Yeah. Public relations calendar. This is a great place to go if you have questions on what your responsibilities are and some of the templates that you can use to make sure that you're successful in your role. That out of the way so I can get back up here.
Well, that's very cool stuff. Is there something you want to show us? I'm thinking the audience may have some questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead and ask me some questions. I just wanted to get into the shop here, and unexpected error. I wanted to try to show you how you can order free stuff. But go ahead if you have any questions.
Yeah, show us how to order free stuff.
Yeah, I can't. I'm getting an unexpected error.
Maybe some other time. It's never really
Does
free.
Anybody have any? No, it is. It is free. Anybody have any questions about the VP of Public Relations role? Do you have anything special that you do to get the word out, whether it be in your company or do you reach out to local companies to encourage maybe go to their human resources department at a local company to encourage participation. The brand portal. You've used the calendar, and it breaks down the expectations better than the calendar in the club officer handbook, which is for all officers. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you for sharing. The free stuff only shows up when you make an order, and it's something you can add at the end. Yes. Oh, thank you, Linda, for explaining that. I would have put something in my cart to show, to be able to show that we can get free stuff, but it's not letting me get in there. No questions? You learned everything that you need to know, or you already knew it? Must have something. Yes, very smart crowd, Jeff. You're right. Toastmaster onto any picture we use. You should follow the guidelines that are available on the Toastmasters International website that inform you of how and when you can use the Toastmasters logo.
Can you show them?
I'm not going to pretend.
Can you show them how
what that is?
That's in the brand portal. Yeah. See if you can show them how to do that.
Is that under here?
I think it's in resources.
I think it's in resources. I don't.
I think if you hover over resources instead of click on it, that's one of the goofy things about this website. Maybe not. It was under Leadership Central. I should have my own thing open. I got an idea. How about up at the top, search for brand?
Oh, that's a smart option. Try that. Linda, you're all over it. Look at that.
Yeah, she's got the URL. Yeah, none of this is getting where I want it to go, so I should have
tried this.
Found this earlier.
Nice. Thank you, Linda. See, at TD, that we get blocked from several items. It won't go through our firewall. But this is great. So you have the ability to go to, it is under resources. You can see right here. So if you go to resources, and you can find logos, images, and templates. And this will give you some information about what you can and can't use the logo for. And it's important to use those templates so that you're not recreating the wheel. And yeah, I would visit this page if you have questions on what you can and can't do with the logo. I know that there were some people who listed Toastmasters on an award for like an area or club, but it wasn't a true Toastmasters award, and that's not allowed. So it's important that you check this section to make sure that you're using the correct branding, that you don't get in trouble.
Right, and it looks like Matthew also posted a link to the visual brand guide. So there are several documents on Toastmasters.org that can help you determine how to use the brand. And honestly, if you're ever in doubt, you can email a copy to Toastmasters. Under Toastmasters, the Contact Us up at the very top of the page, there's a group, and I can't remember what it's called, for branding. It's called brand@toastmasters.org. So Tracy, do you want to navigate there for them? Yeah, go to Contact Us. Yep.
Okay, this is the visual brand guidelines that Matthew shared. You wanted me to go somewhere else?
Well, yeah, I just wanted you to show how to email the brand. If you go to Contact Us.
Oh, up here, yeah.
And scroll down to Marketing, the Marketing section.
Marketing, branding.
Way down there. Did you see it? Yep. So under branding,
I see it.
Just email to brand@toastmasters.org or marketing@toastmasters.org, and they will help you determine whether help you determine how to make your marketing material compliant.
So you just click on the link and it'll open up an email for you so that you can just type away and then send whatever your question is.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing your tips and tricks. I love it. Thanks. I don't want to chat. Any other items that you want to share about public relations, or if you have any questions?
Well, thank you, Teresa. I think this has been a pretty interesting and useful training session for everyone. Remind you folks, I just posted a link in the chat box. So if you go to that link, click on it, and you'll get a survey. Fill out the survey. You can tell us how much you liked the training session, things that you loved, things you'd like to know more about. More importantly, maybe not more importantly, but just as important, if you provide your email address, it's optional, but if you do provide it, then I'm recording those of you who've attended these training sessions and giving you credit towards the Lucky 7 Award. So you'll hear a little bit more about that in an upcoming newsletter.
Nice.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Teresa. This has been a lot of fun.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I appreciate you attending and sharing your thoughts and posing interesting information to share with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm stopping recording now.